Sneakers are very interesting things. They're a constant in everyone's lives. At least everyone owns at least one pair. They're very functional things. Uh, if you go running in a pair of sneakers, then you're gonna feel better than if you went running in a pair of dress shoes. They they're beautiful things in that aspect. They're very utilitarian. But what I'm interested in are the people who form bonds with their shoes. They really appreciate the shoes for the craftsmanship and for these personal connections that they have with them. And that's not something that everyone can understand right off the bat because, well, if you haven't created bonds with your shoes, then you'll probably never understand creating bonds with your shoes. But as you can see, I've created bonds with my shoes. And at first, I was just going to make this video about myself, just standing in front of here and talking about my shoes, but you don't get the full picture of all sneakerheads if you just hear me. So I brought 3 sneaker lovers together. I only asked them 4 questions. I asked them, what's your favorite shoe? When did you get them? What is it about that specific shoe that has given you the personal connection that you have with it? And how does the shoe make you feel? And they all gave me radically different answers for each question. And I'm very excited to show that to you because it's a peek into the world that a lot of people are into now. Sneaker culture has grown immensely recently, and hopefully this will help you understand why us weirdos wear the shoes that we wear and love the shoes that we love.
My favorite shoe is the Nike Air Force 2 Supreme collab. I got them just a few months ago, I would say back in March. The colorway is very unique to me. It is a shoe colorway that you don't see very often. You don't see a lot of turquoise shoes, and when you do, they're usually on types of sneakers that I look interested in. The whole shoe itself is pretty much, I would say it's just leather, which is really nice to me. I like leather. And then the side panels have a little bit of patent leather on them. And then the back heel of the shoe is plastic. And the eyelets stand out to me. They're like this weird white circle. The shoe, when I wear it, makes me feel very confident. It is unique, you could say, and I just really like the way it feels on my feet, and I like the way it looks when I wear it out in public.
Favorite shoe is the Jordan Space Jam 11. I got these in December of 2016. So Space Jam is really like the first movie that it's the movie that got me into shoes for the most part. I remember seeing the Space Jam 11 and thinking like it was like my perfect shoe. At the time Jordans were, pretty big. They still are, but it was big for me seeing a Jordan where I looked at it and I thought, wow, I actually really like the silhouette and the colorway is understated, yet at the same time anyone who saw them would know who they or what they were. And for me that was big. The silhouette, the style, I love especially with the Space Jam colorway, I just love the classy look. I mean, you could wear these with almost anything and get away with it. It's understated, yet it's bold. And that to me is one of the biggest things. I feel like the Jordan 11 is where he hit a point in styling his shoes that kind of changed the way for the rest of them. I remember getting this shoe. I got them for Christmas, and I wanted literally nothing else. This was all I wanted. And I remember the moment I opened the box and got these, it was one of the better feelings I've ever had, knowing that I was able to get these, and that they were mine. Nostalgia, just the overall aspect of this was the first pair of shoes, because I was never really big into shoes until these, and getting this shoe meant the world to me because this was what got me into shoes.
My favorite shoe is the Adidas Ultra Boost. I got them in my sophomore year of high school at the age of 16. They were my first sneaker. I had traditionally worn just, flat skate shoes, find at any department store. Didn't really pay much attention to shoes at all, but this was my first shoe that got me into sneakers as a whole. When I saw kids around school wearing this shoe that looked like it had styrofoam in it, I inquired about it, and they told me it was this technology called Boost that was supposed to make shoes feel absolutely incredibly comfortable. And I was incredibly confused that that kind of tech existed for shoes. I wasn't aware that there was that kind of market or there was that kind of work being done on those kinds of shoes. So I eventually tried on one of them, and overall the look of the shoe and the tech behind the shoe drew me in. My perception of shoes as a whole was changed after that. So the silhouette as a whole is very unique to me. I think it's very bold yet understated. The shoe itself looks like a sock. It's shaped like an arrow almost. The toe box curves up. You have the heel tab, you have the pull tab. It's insanely form-fitting to your foot. The cage of the shoe, the 3 stripes on the sides that holds your foot into the actual shoe itself is perhaps the most striking element for me. The shoe gives me a renewed sense of self-confidence. I've had these for the better half of 3.5 years now, and I've worn them from anywhere from running to going to parties to going to concerts. These shoes give me a sense of confidence in myself that I don't think any other shoe has given me, and that's purely because of the fact that it's changed my perception of shoes as a whole.